All right, so this one is ordering fractions, percents, and decimals. So we just were doing comparing them, which we like to put them into decimal form. This one is ordering. So I already have my timeline up. So I will take out my first example. Okay, so I have 64 hundredths, 13 twentieths, and 63%. I want to be able to put them into a number line. So I'm going to decide that I'm going to take these and put them into decimals. Okay? So my 0.64, I'm going to leave that. So I have 0.64. My 13 twentieths, I'm going to take 13 divided by 20 to get my decimal, which then gives me 0.65. And 63 hundredths, remember my decimal is here, and I go 1, 2, which gives me 0.63. So then I need to order these. So my 0.64, I look at my 6, 6, and 6. So I go to the next decimal place. I see my 5 is the greatest, and then I have 4, and last but not least, actually it is least, 3. So on my timeline, because I have 3 points, I'm just going to plot them on the 3 spots. So my 63 hundredths, or my 63%, I'm going to put 2.063, and then in parentheses, I'm going to remember that was the 63%. Same thing for my 6.4, that was its original form. And then 0.65, or in parentheses, that was my 13 twentieths. All right, let's do just one more as another example. This. All right, so I have 4 of them. Okay, once again, I'm going to choose to put them into decimal form because I think that is the easiest form to compare. So I take my 15 sixteenths, and that will give me 15 divided by 16 is 0.9375. And I need to write all these decimal points out because I need to be able to compare them. My 90%, remember my decimal is right here. I go 1, 2, which gives me 0.9. And then I have my decimal 0.925. I have 7/8, so I take 7 divided by 8 because that's how I get a decimal from a fraction. I get 0.875. And then I have my 0.93. All right, so now it is time to plot these. You do not have to be exact with this. All we want you to show is that you are able to identify which is greatest and least. So I look at my decimals. First decimal place, I see, I have an 8. That is my least. So I will just put that down here, 0.875. And remember, that was my 7/8. Okay. And my next point, I look at my decimals. I have 9, 9, 9, and 9. I go to my next decimal place, 3, 0, 2, and 3. So therefore, my 0.9 goes there, which was my 90%. Okay. Cross that out. I have my 3, 2, and 3, so my 0.925 goes here. And that was just the decimal. So I can cross that out, and I'm left with my last two. So I go to my next decimal point. I have a 7, and over here, this is a 0. So that is less than 7. So I have my 0.93, which was just my fraction. So I cross that off, and then my highest is 0.9375, which remember was my 15/16. All right. So that for your homework is hopefully what you'll be able to write out. And just being able to identify and compare your two numbers and putting them onto a number line.